all, I want to thank Mike for opening up his doors tonight. And so we brought a special speaker in. A lot of the people in here may have had ties with JJ from down in Florida. He's spent a lot of time in and out of treatment, and he drove all the way down from New York to share his experience, strength, and hope with us. So if everybody could please just be very respectful of his time, keep it quiet, let him tell his story, and then we can open it up to the floor. JJ.
Let me hit the water quick. Hold on. Shit. Dribble down. All right, no doubt. Yeah, I'm JJ. What's up, guys? I'm JJ, alcoholic addict. Yeah, it's a pleasure to come out here and speak for all these guys, man. I met them all in Florida, all solid dudes, and I have so much love for everyone back there, everyone in the room. But you know what I'm saying, everyone for bringing me out here tonight. It's a blessing. I never thought I'd be in the front of a room, you know? I was always just like in the IOP room talking, you know? I never had like this type of opportunity, but I'm from Poughkeepsie, New York. It's probably like an hour outside of the Bronx or something like that. Yeah, man, I'll run through the background quick. Yeah, I grew up with addiction, you know? I knew what addiction was probably in like 4th or 5th grade, because my dad is alcoholic addict, you know, and he's spent majority of my life incarcerated. So I've seen him coming in and out growing up, and you know, I don't know. I knew what addiction was. I had the gene. I think it's genetic or whatever the hell the word is. You know, it runs in my family for sure. And you know, it was weird at first, because I would see other people with regular families, and like, you know, the mom, the dad, whatever, and everything was good. And then in my house, it was chaotic. Like, I'm living with my grandmother, my mom. She's on a pull-out couch for 7 years. I'm only talking to my dad on the phone. So the only thing normal to me was going to somebody else's house, man. That's what I did. I got out, and I tried to get out of my house as much as possible. And I did, man. Sports occupied a lot of my younger ages, just like I'm sure a lot of people in here. Soccer, and I wrestled my whole life. Yeah, I smoked bud, I think in 8th grade. I was in ski club. Yeah, I was all right at snowboarding. Not that good, but you know, I brought my first 1/8 of bud to the ski resort, and I lost it. The first 1/8 I ever bought, I dropped it. I lost it. Tell me how on the mountain I went back to where the lifts are. It's just sitting right there. Scooped that shit right back up. You know, smoked wrestled with a few people at the ski club, and then for some reason my mom drug tested me and was not happy. I popped for opiates from everything bagel for real. I was in 8th grade, you know, it was no bullshit. I was actually really did pop for the poppy seeds, you know? We've all used that one, right? Huh? I've used a lot of excuses. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, went through high school. School was easy for me. Like playing sports and stuff like that, have friends. It was, you know, I kept busy, but I got in trouble a lot though too. You know, I spent a lot of time in ISS, OSS. Yeah, we're not in school, you know, super senior and stuff like that. So I pretty much did well in school to like 5th grade, really. That's really it, you know, 6th grade went downhill. But, you know, the lifestyle changes started switching up for me at first. So I didn't realize it, but I'm like acting out, you know, behavioral wise, because probably you know, our backgrounds have a lot to do with, well, my background had a lot to do where I was at, you know, and it was a lot of trauma, man, a lot of shit I should have seen as a young kid, and like, just, you know, shit that I had to grow up with, and we all have shit that we have to grow up with. That was my thing. I was trying to be the man in the house at a young age. I caught my mom on AOL Mail. I don't know if anybody in here already knows about that. Probably a few of us. Yeah, she left open an email from my stepdad nowadays. I read that shit. I was not happy. You know, my dad was locked up, and I was spazzed on her. You know what I'm saying? And I think I tried stabbing him, probably with like a butter knife on some weird shit. You know, like going to the house. I don't know. He wasn't allowed at the house for a little while. You know, because I was a man in the house in 8th grade. You feel me? It was real tough. You know. But yeah, man, my addiction really spiraled when I was wrestling. I was captain of my wrestling team. My junior year, I went to summer school. You know, started kicking it with kids I knew. You know, and selling weed and doing all that type of shit. Pills, Oxycontin was big when I was coming up. You know, and that hit me. By the end of the summer, I was doing Oxycontin. From Percocet to the end of the summer, I'm hitting Oxycontin, and we all know that. I mean, some of us know that transition's crazy. And the amount of money I was spending on it was crazy too. I started owing everybody in my city. I don't even know how many kids I owe money to. It's a lot, you know, and stealing from my family just to support my habit, you know. It started getting real different for me. I started going from selling it to being like my only customer from everyone, you know, and I was a real good customer. Yeah, so spiraled from that, and you know, my dad got out of jail, and I was probably like 19 years old, and I started kicking it with him for some reason, you know, and like I didn't realize the fact that he suffers the same. Well, I know he suffers the same shit as me, but I never thought I would get high with my dad, and I started smoking, you know, rock with my dad for a while, and it was just getting reckless in my area where I'm from. Like it was a scene, you know, like that's something you don't ever want to like picture, you know, like growing up, like you know, smoking crack with your dad in a crack house. You know, I remember him. It's not his fault, but I remember him leaving me there when he owed somebody, you know, like $3,000. I got the brakes beat off of me, I got beat up. I had to walk out of there because my dad left me when he owed $3,000. You know, type of shit like that. Like this addiction has no whatever. You can do anything to anybody in it. It doesn't matter. You know, that's my father doing that to me, and I don't blame him for it. You know, he's in prison right now. I still answer his phone calls. You know, it was the drugs, and yeah, well, whatever. I got out of. I've been in every state-run facility in New York. You name it, back and forth. The last one I went to, I was in a crisis center in New York, which is pretty much like a little bubble, you know. I didn't even get to get high. I bought the shit, got pulled over in front of my mom's work. I got arrested. She's a probation officer, so you can imagine the double-sided shit I got going on, you know. So she's a sniper. My dad doesn't give a shit, you know. And yeah, I got arrested. I was in a crisis center for a minute, and then they had a bed open up in a state-run facility, and it was, it was all Spanish unit. So I got to spend like 30 days just like reading the morning meditation in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's doing shit in Spanish most of the time, and I'm just like chilling. They were plugged up. You know, they had plugs for the Newports for $5. You know, because you can't smoke in New York facilities. You know, so they had the Newports. They got me some muscle milk. It was a weird 30 days, but it was cool. You know. I didn't get anything out of it, and then not a thing, yeah. But then I moved down to I went to Florida. You know, I did the geographical thing. You know, I loved it, man. I hit Fort Lauderdale. I said, yeah, this for me, right? The beaches, the girls, the women, the nightlife, everything. My mom's not around, no one's around. You know. It's a twin-size bed, but who gives a shit? I'm out in the morning. I'm in the bus to the beach, whatever. You know the vibe when you first. I don't know if anyone's been to Florida, but you know, I always attracted what I put out, which is so wild. Like even with women and shit like that, when I started using heavily, and with anyone I kept around me. I mean, I didn't have. Anyone I was getting high with, like I lived in halfway houses for like 6 years. Like who the hell wants to do that in Florida, you know? And I just bounced from place to place. I didn't have insurance at first, and You know, I got that. It was like the Amex, like everyone says, and I ran my shit up for sure. You know, and I was no problem going to detox or treatment down there. You know, had my toxic relationship down there. Ended up pretty, you know, toxic. You know, I'm not gonna get into all that shit. I don't really know. Yeah, man, I just kept running for myself, dude. That's really it. I'm running for myself in Florida. I don't know what I'm doing. All I know how to do is get high, put a needle in my arm, and then be upset afterwards. You understand? Like that's what I did. If I was in an Uber on the way to the spot where I'm going, I know I'm not supposed to go there, but I'm already going there. I'm gonna put the thing. Does anyone care if I talk like that in here, or is anyone like against that? I'm gonna put the needle in my arm, and then I'm gonna be pissed about it afterwards. You feel me? And it just kept getting worse and worse, man. I was getting to more lows. You know, just anything for money. You know, I was pretty good at generating money on the go in the motels. You know, on the phones, I was all right. I did all right with that, but you know, you run into it. You always run out of money. You never have enough, you know? It's bullshit. I never had a car down there. Just so many issues, you know? And I ended up like just going from like just a regular like pills and shit like that. Like I shut up one time before I left New York. And I hit Florida and I'm gunning and everything, you know? And by the end of it, I mean, I moved up here to Jersey, Philly, tried that, came back to Florida. I've been around to all the rehabs, got high in all the states, you know. Like none of them worked for me. It's because I wasn't working for myself, which you know, I never took advice well, you know. I'm good at like going through treatment and being like, I could skate through any treatment center, you know. Like, all right, yeah, no, I'm ready. You already know I'm ready. 28th, what? You kidding me, dog? You know, I just spoke last week in ILP and everyone was feeling it, you know, I got good feedback. You know, I'm fucking ready to rock, dude. You know, I'm ready to get out of here. And every time I get into a halfway house, the longest I made it was, I got out of jail in Florida. I made it 3 months in a halfway house because I had to, and I couldn't even finish that. I never made it more than 3 months in a halfway house, and I lived down there for 6 years. Like, imagine how much movement that is, living out of a suitcase. It was fucking crazy. You know, I never thought my life could be like that. You know, like, I just never pictured me with a suitcase on the side of the fucking road, like, with a needle in my book bag and a spoon, and that's it. You know, no hope. Lost all that shit. I didn't believe a word no one said, and I did, but the only thing I wanted was the flashy and the money right away. I thought if I got sober, immediately shit would be coming to me, trust, all that, the whole nine. Never worked out, you know. And I almost got my car shut down in Florida like 3 times. And I relapsed like 3 days before my mom sent it, 8 days before she sent it the next time, and then 22 and she said, "Fuck that, I'm selling it." You know, so I never had a whip down there. You know, I was good at fucking shit up, you know, just messing everything up. And yeah, dude, I don't know. We all know the addiction part. I don't really know. I don't want to like just like go through that because we all just you guys are just coming out of that, whatever. Man, I tried it all. I got 9 overdoses. 8 in Florida, you know, thank God I'm still alive. But my 9th overdose, you know, was the one that changed my life, man. I went home for the weekend from one treatment center to another, finessed it. You know, my mom hasn't let me home in years. And I had to get like something done. They got the doctor's office, so I convinced her to go to a doctor in my hometown for a little bit, for the week, and then go back to rehab. But within that week, I was on my way to a relapse, man. Met up with a girl that was getting high, and just the other day, I had to go to the parking spot where I bought the drugs that, you know, changed my life. I grieved it, but I'll get to that. yeah, so I went home, you know, after everything, speedballing all day in the pool, my niece, everything. I thought everything was good. Family's there, no one thinks I'm getting rocked, you know. And I was on the phone with my girl. I told her I'll call her right back. Went in the bathroom, hit that last shot, you know, just like I've been hitting it all day. And I woke up like 4 hours later, slumped. You know, the bathroom's like every addict's security. I don't know why, but we feel mad comfortable in a fucking bathroom, you know, whatever it is. Now I definitely would. The handicap bathroom, the biggest shit, but you know, I'm not rocking like that no more. I woke up on the toilet, man. My head was against the wall in a compromised position, just from falling this way from OD, like leaning against the wall for so long. My legs slipped off the toilet just enough to cause enough pressure on my neck to paralyze me, obviously, but I woke up with just my fucking arm dangling in between the toilet and the wall. I couldn't move shit for like 3 hours. All I could see was this fucking tattoo I have on my arm that says "Pray for me." And I swear to God, I stood there for 3 hours looking at this fucking tattoo that said "Pray for me," and like screaming for help, but no one could hear me because my C2 is one vertebrae below your brain. It was cut off. So my C2 and my C7 I have a fusion. I was losing my respiratory system slowly. So no one could hear me screaming for help. Thank God I had that appointment in the morning. My stepdad found me. You know how they treat us, the drug addicts, you know, most paramedics. Not gonna say all of them. The ones that came to my house did. You know, they handled me not well. Kept hitting me with Narcan, was not, they weren't realizing that I was really paralyzed. I could not fucking move. I didn't know what was going on. I just remember being in the hospital looking forward at my mother and saying, what's up? Like, what's going on? I have the oxygen mask on. I can't fucking move. And they're telling me my potassium levels are too high. That's why I can't move. Like, bro, I didn't even eat no bananas. I don't even, what do you mean my potassium levels up? Like, get this fucking oxygen mask off me. And they're like forcing it back on. And like, it's just, it was so raw. You know, it was so raw being in there and watch my mom and people that like cared about me slowly come in, not know what's going on, and then to get an MRI 8 hours later, and then to tell me I need to be flown to a hospital immediately because my respiratory system was failing, and you know, my neck was obviously fucked up, and there was no helicopters available at that point. So they told my mom that I could wait for one, and I probably would end up brain dead waiting for it, or I could get in an ambulance and take a ride. Any bump could have caused me to go to a C1, and fucking I would have had a TBI, and I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. You know, but God willingly, it was one below it. So a helicopter became available, you know. Again, that's the big guy, that's not me. I remember getting into it. Corey, move some water real quick for this part. My bad, guys. And this is my second time only doing this, so just rock with me on this, you know, and I'm just getting new to it. I woke up, and I woke up upside down, like in a room before they take you into a surgery, and there was this like, she was pretty hot, the nurse. I was like, yeah, this can't be that bad, you know. I'm looking at her like, I'm mad thirsty though, you know. They don't give you a drink or whatever. They don't give you a drink. And definitely not me because my respiratory was failing, so that I couldn't drink any water. But she was a sweetheart. She gave me a little sip before. She's like, this is gonna suck, honey. But I got I don't even know what the hell it's called, and I did it. Intubated. So I woke up with a trach in my neck right here. There's a hole in my throat right now. Right? I couldn't breathe on my own. I couldn't move. It was the fucking scariest shit in the world, waking up like that, not being able to talk. and not knowing where I was, I hallucinated for a straight week. The doctor said I was on such a thin line of death that they had to keep an eye on every medication they gave me. And when I tell you those hallucinations were the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life, it was, I just, you know, I don't even know how to even go about saying those, but it was wild, whatever. Now I'm in the hospital, I can't talk, I can't move, I'm wired up, I'm on dialysis, I'm paralyzed from the chest down. I don't even know that yet, you know? I don't even know what's going on yet. All I see is people that care about me coming in and out of the hospital room. You know, a lot of people coming in and out. I can't talk. Actually, I did, the trach broke for a second and my voice came out. They thought it was a miracle. And the thing was just fucked up, you know, so they shut me up right away, you know? I probably needed that, you know, just stop fucking talking, Jay, for a minute, you know? And, yeah, so I had to sit there with that trach in. I didn't drink water for a month and a week. Couldn't eat. I had to learn, I was able to learn how to breathe again on my own. It took me 3 months, but with a trach, you go down like 4 or 5 different levels. So you're wide awake. They take that shit right out of your throat and then they put a new one right in. And what they do all day long is suck mucus out of your fucking lungs. You can feel the goddamn hose going through your lungs, you know, and this, so I never thought a needle would put me there. I thought a needle might put me in the ground or somewhere else, but not where the situation I was in. I mean, I was in hell, you know, like whatever. It was fucking terrible, you know. And then the first thing I was able to try and eat was like drink was like nectar thick fucking water, lemon water. It was disgusting, but I was chugging that, you know, as best as I could. You know, like they slowly, they take the level of the trach down, and you're able to start eating on your own. And then like it's every wife's dream. They can just turn your fucking voice off at the, you know, random times of the day. So I had like 3 hours. Once I got my voice back, I had like 1 hour to eat in the morning, 1 hour to eat in the afternoon, and 1 hour to eat at night just to talk too. And but the craziest shit was sitting there, man, and just watching the people come in that care for me. But the realest shit I'm about to say is when I couldn't feel no shit, when I couldn't feel anything, sitting there by myself with a goddamn hose in my throat, all I'm hearing is the fucking machine, right? A fucking machine. Those beeps I hear in my goddamn head. I couldn't feel shit, and I was praying for pain. Yo, imagine being that low, right? Praying for pain. That's where I was at. I couldn't feel a fucking thing. I just wanted to feel my arm, my leg, anything. I wanted the shit to change overnight. It didn't. Obviously, I still wish that shit it still hasn't happened, you know. But it's just long 4 months in the hospital, man. 4 months straight. I couldn't move my hands at all. All I had was this shoulder. Yeah, I couldn't even push. I have a fucking weird stress ball in here right now because the handle broke the day before I got here. But yeah, I couldn't even push this thing forward with my arm in the chair. It was brutal. I was obviously depressed. They would like put like my hand in cups, and the cups would just fall off my hand, and like everything like that. And I would just get so fucking pissed that I couldn't even do anything on my own. It was, I mean, it's just, yeah, I'm sure you can imagine, you know, not having any hands, not having a voice, having to mouth shit to people for a couple months, and you know, I still like, I thought it was gonna change. I really didn't believe this shit yet. I didn't believe it at all. You know, I was like 4 months in the hospital. I finally opened my phone after like 3 months. You know, I put up like a picture, Facebook, whatever. I lost probably like 50 pounds, atrophy immediately. You know, I still have no idea what's going on with my body because I haven't really asked, because I haven't been able to talk. My family knows. And at this point, they're telling my mom that they don't think I'll ever come off the breathing machine. Not one time did my mom or my sister tell me that they said that to them. They told me I would come off. Just keep, my bad. They never brought that negative energy near me, not one time. And you see who's real when real shit happens, right? Only the people that were real were showing up in my fucking hospital room next to me, feeding me, fucking talking to me, crying with me, right? Went home. Oh no, sent me to a fucking nursing home. So imagine me, I'm 29 years old. I'm in a fucking nursing home. I have a bed sore on my fucking ass. Like, are you kidding me? On top of all this shit, I have a hole this big in my fucking ass. You can see the bone. I had to wear a vacuum that sucks out blood. It's called a wound vac, if anyone knows. Out of my ass for a year. A machine. It just sounded like I was farting all the time. The way it sucked, I didn't want to go to any AA meeting. So it was like, this shit is out of pocket, It's like, this is a machine. You can't really explain that like in sign language, But that sucked, wearing that thing. And I had a Foley, out the front for 2 years. And God's funny, man. He gave me my first feeling back of those two areas, I had to deal with that shit. Fucking still to this day, and and it was just so surreal. I don't even know how to say it. COVID just hit. I just missed COVID. I had pneumonia twice in the hospital, almost died. MRSA in my lungs, almost died. Got out. COVID just hit. Thank God I was home. My mom found a bed, a hospital bed. They're $12,000. We don't have money like that. This lady, her husband just passed away, who's a quadriplegic like me. She had a bed, a Hoyer, everything on Facebook Marketplace. It was just meant to be. She gave it to us all for $4,000. A bed that was able for me to sleep on that had the cushion, because I couldn't sleep on a regular mattress. Mind you, I have a fucking hole in my ass, so I have to get turned at night, still to this day. From my left side, woken up every 2 or 3 hours, to my right side. That's real shit. I don't get real sleep ever. It sucks, and that's something that I got to deal with, because of where I put myself, but I'm not trying to preach like that. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of my shit, what I went through. I'm still going through. And then they bring in people to take care of you, so you get AIDS. Now I have somebody next to me 24/7. I can't deal with myself. Now I got somebody next to me 24/7. It was fucking chaos, I was able to obviously leave the hospital and breathe on my own, had to learn how to eat and all that shit. Sorry if I'm bouncing around right there for you a little bit, but yeah, I had to learn how to eat, learn how to drink water, learn how to breathe. I remember they took the shit out for the first time. The first 30 minutes, I was breathing on my own. I fucking had a panic attack. Put the shit back in. There's nothing crazier than breathing half a day. When they take you off a trach, they take you off an hour each day. There's nothing wilder than going from breathing on your own to them putting a tube, or to them reconnecting you back to the machine and that controlling your breath. It's fucking scary. It was wild. Every one of my fears was hit in that hospital, and my care is totally up to other people. You know what I'm saying? I'm just watching other people move my body around while I can't fucking move my body around. Because I had to hit a shot, right? I had to hit one shot before I went to another rehab, because that's how I did. I was immortal, bro. 8 overdoses, like no problem. I didn't think about that shit ever. The 9th one hit me like a rock, I got some words for God when I see him, but he's put me through what I need to go through right now, man. It's been 3 years post-injury. First year, like I said, was surreal. I thought I was going to just fucking wake up and be walking, because I could wiggle my toe. I got the little toe wiggle on the left side. And I got the big toe, the middle toe. I don't know if the ring one's going, but we'll get it going soon.
It's a ring toe.
And is there a ring toe? Whatever, who gives a shit? The fucking toe next to your middle fucking toe, I could wiggle it. And my fingers came back one at a time, man. Talk about annoying. This is my first little finger wiggle. right there was a pointer finger. And that's my worst finger now. Go figure. I'm a righty. Now my left hand is my power hand because it has my wrist. I can't move my fucking wrist on my right hand. You know? I don't have chest or triceps, so I can't, when I'm laying on my back, I can't push my arms above my head. You know? And it fucks me up. I'm just gonna be real. It fucks me up every day. Thinking that like, I could be somewhere else than in this fucking chair that hurts like a motherfucker because I got feeling. You know, with my injury, it's just a compromised position. So I have no break, no sever. I feel a lot of shit that somebody in my position wouldn't feel. So it fucking hurts on a daily basis. Heavy chronic pain. Heavy chronic bullshit. I can't do shit on my own. If there's a cup of water right here and I'm in my bed, I can't fucking grab that shit. You know, and I'm 32, man. Like I gotta start over at 32 in a wheelchair. Can't do shit on my own with an addiction problem, living at home. I haven't lived at home in 6-7 years, and now I'm going home with a full-blown addiction problem and this issue, right? Family's fucking going crazy. We're all, you know, chaotic, and the whole family's splitting up. You know, I got a stepfather, like my stepbrother, everyone's fucking, I'm sorry for cursing, everyone's splitting up, fighting. They don't know what to do. This stuff like this causes a lot of problems in the house, just like addiction did. And you know, we're crafty, man. A year in, a little bit after a year in, I got high again. Fentanyl, after I got injured. That's crazy. And with no hands, we get shit done. I don't know how the hell we do it, but with no fucking hands, I was able to get these, you know, stupid ass little 30s with the fentanyl in them, crushing them up, whatever, having people do that for me. And what? Risking my life again while I'm in this position, sitting there miserable, leaning over just to cover my fucking nose like this, just to sniff what? A pill to maybe die in my sleep? And not stand for something or sit for something? You know? And I was doing it. I mean, I was that depressed. I didn't give a shit. Staying in my room in the dark. No TV. Nothing. I can't move. Whatever. Bounced out of that depression finally. I'm on a different type of wave right now. I am so grateful for the little movement I have. I'm so fucking grateful for the little ass shit right now. I'm getting to it. I'm not like 100% like, oh shit, I'm grateful for everything. Gratitude, you know, like, but I'm getting there. You know, and I'm getting there. I had to learn that the hard way. That sucks. Everyone has their own journey. This is where I'm at right now. You know, I'm just starting to get myself out there in my community and speaking and to the schools and stuff. Hopefully I can make an impact, you know, and stay sober in the chair and restart my life. You know, it sucks, but I'm still living, you know. I go through a lot of shit every day, but I'm still living, right? And that's all we can ask for. And you know what, the one thing it did do for me was get rid of all the fakes. And bring me back to my family. They didn't have me for years. You feel me? And now I'm back there. Fuck. I hate doing it. I'm home with them, you know, and it's just raw. Trying to restart my life, man, and hopefully, you know, everything goes good. And I pray, and I can't do shit about the situation I'm in. I know that. I gotta tell myself that every day, and you know what? I gotta eat that shit on the fucking chin. And it fucking sucks. I went through withdrawals, paralyzed. I couldn't fucking move. I want to shoot. I want to just roll off the bed. You know, just wild situations. You know, I put myself in. I just stopped fighting. You know, I just stopped fucking fighting. You know, this is where I'm at. I got my cousin. He's like my best friend now. He's the fucking man. Takes care of me all the time. That's a good friend of mine right there. She's with me fucking 5 days a week. She's my hands, my everything. They do everything for me, but I try to get as independent as possible, and that's my goal every day, man, is to work out, get as independent as possible, and you know, hopefully, not hopefully, I manifest the fact that I'm gonna get my muscles back, just enough strength to like get myself to be able to be independent, you know, and we work hard. I work hard at it. I'm trying to work as hard on the sobriety too at the same time. It's just all a lot, but I mean, that's where I'm at today, 3 years later, and you know, thank you guys for listening to me for this, for just like for having me here and listening to me. I mean, that's all I got right now.
Guys, we'll open it up for a little bit if anybody wants to share a comment.
Where's the recovery alcoholic and addict, Joe?
Thank you.
First off,